I was wrong.
What a freak. Absolute fucking freak.
One of the freakiest VTubers out there.
Like, these people are so mentally ill, it's insane.
On May 21st, I've uploaded a YouTube video in which I've stated that the truth doesn't matter anymore. But I was wrong. What I wasn't wrong about though is the fact that trans kids exist. We are born this way, just like gay or intersex kids. It doesn't matter how often reactionaries spread the lie that we are grooming victims.
Imagine if I had this crazy idea put in me by my mom or my dad that if I want to be a girl now, I could.
Mentally ill.
Your mental illness is not our responsibility.
Or predators.
Just stay away from the kids.
Something that was said about gay people as well. The truth is that being trans or gay is natural. Society, just like the rest of the animal kingdom, is diverse. And it's disgusting how right-wingers try to justify forcing intersex infants into arbitrary binary boxes through life-altering surgeries, while also trying to prevent trans people from living as their authentic self by banning gender-affirming care and reducing gender to reproductive organs, just to uphold the ignorant worldview. Even if you ban gender-affirming care for trans minors, even if you ban education on trans topics, or censor children's books that feature trans people, trans kids will always exist, just like gay kids. HRT is not a requirement for a trans person to be trans. We also don't need to know anything about trans people in order to experience things like gender dysphoria, for example. But the education helps a lot. It makes us feel less helpless and alone with our struggles. If Asmon really wanted to protect children by making them wait with medically transitioning till they're 18, then why does he ignore over 230 studies proving that gender-affirming care for trans minors is safe and beneficial? Why does he have issues with social transitioning and call supportive parents of trans kids mentally ill?
Every trans kid is actually a victim of a parent with a mental illness.
Why does he take my words out of context by cutting me off mid-sentence to push an awful narrative and punish me for showing everyone the transphobia of Kirche? It's always like so interesting that these people are like obsessed with age of consent, with like
That's enough.
You decided not to actually play the rest of the clip there?
But then they have like takes of how intersex people need to be forced into gender reassignment surgeries, etc., because they are broken and need to be fixed. Then consent doesn't matter. It's just when it comes to like a child getting treated for gender dysphoria, not feeling comfortable in their own skin, and wanting to get help. Then consent is like a big issue. Oh, kids can't consent. That's why, you know, HRT and puberty blockers, etc. is like a bad thing. But when it comes to like intersex children, gender reassignment surgery, then it's like, oh, the doctors, they know better. Why does he suppress the voices of trans adults who used to be trans kids? Why does he claim that kids can't be trans? Something that conservatives claimed about gay kids as well. If Asmon really cared about gay rights, then why does he only talk about gay marriage when he can weaponize the suffering conservatives cause against trans people?
There's AoE damage that's happening to the gay community as a macro community because you've decided to attach yourself like a parasite.
You don't have any arguments, mind you. She was correct. Make an argument against it.
Why does he not have issues with conversion camps, where cis straight people torture queer kids until they either end their own lives or pretend to be cured? If you people are truly worried about women and children so much, then why do you not care when men joke about raping lesbians or asexual people to correct them? Why do you not care about the victims of sexual harassment or assault when the perpetrator is a white cis straight man? Why do you instead protect them? Why do you treat actual predators better than innocent trans women? This isn't drama for me. This isn't beef between content creators. This isn't about taking down Kirche. This is about human rights and standing up for the oppressed. This is about giving a voice to people like me, because growing up I never had one. This is about sharing my experiences and wanting a better future for marginalized groups. This isn't drama. It's about freedom.
They are the ones that are doing this. I am simply responding and protecting what I think is a person's right to express themselves and be themselves.
You people want to normalize hate speech and suppress those who stand up to you. You take things out of context and latch onto it in order to invalidate your critics. You want to ostracize activists by pushing a false narrative.
This VTuber has repeatedly shared their desire to groom children. They even think children can consent to life-altering decisions. So where's the backlash from VTubers?
Yeah, well, they're afraid because Nyara has Twitter clout.
But a lot of people aren't falling for it. And with time, more and more people will wake up to the truth. You're not victims of cancel culture. You're not oppressed. You're cry bullies who think it's good content to dogpile on small creators and hide it behind some weird social justice movement.
I enjoy it because I think that I'm doing the right thing in a way. So there's like a degree of like kind of justice that I feel like I'm like exacting by doing this.
I'm so tired of the lies, and I'm tired of getting dragged into unnecessary drama by people who don't even know how to engage with my arguments because they don't have any understanding of the topic.
I'm not too clued up on the effects of HRT and what it does and how it can affect people younger.
Saying you can't consent to puberty means that you can consent to injecting things into your body are way different, bro.
HRT induces puberty. And going through life as you normally do also induces puberty. If these two things are mechanically identical, then why do we have a different set of standards for one than the other? That's the argument.
You people literally don't understand the trans experience or what trans healthcare even looks like. Getting HRT as a trans adult isn't easy, and yet you claim that trans kids are getting surgeries left and right.
So this guy just wants every newborn, as soon as they say goo goo gaga, that means I want to change my gender. So, cut my penis off while it's small.
Parents and multiple experts need to consent to medical treatment, and all the requirements need to be met before a trans kid can go on puberty blockers. But that's what you call grooming, right?
That idea has to be implanted somewhere in their minds from somewhere.
Even once trans people receive the care they need, they're under constant supervision. This is why the regret rates are so astronomically low. It's a medical miracle, but you people insist that it's a gross experiment and platform the few who made it their entire personality to be transphobic detransitioners because you make it so lucrative.
When these dumb on the internet want to argue for the exception and not the rule.
Even when it comes to education on trans topics, you people claim it's just a fetish, when in reality, it's conservatives who fetishize our existence.
I know. This is the person that has an issue with me, by the way.
Republican lawmakers claim that trans healthcare harms children, but even the 1,000-page document they commissioned by Utah's Department of Health and Human Services proved the opposite. If you people really wanted to protect children, then why do you not listen to the experts in the medical field? Why do you ignore the facts and research? I guess facts hurt your feelings, so you dismiss them, and I'm so tired of it. This is why I'll be working on a new project in the upcoming month to help debunk a lot of transphobic claims. I want to have a website where trans people can share their stories, where I can share the sources that I use, and something that can help cis and trans people understand the anti-trans rhetoric better, so they can see through the propaganda. For this project, however, I'll have to heavily rely on the support and generosity of my community, whether if it's by hanging out in my streams,
Bro can't even break 200 viewers, that's insane.
sharing sources, your stories, or helping me financially. I desperately need your help to make this work. I want to break free from this endless cycle of having to repeat myself over and over again. So dedicating my time to this project is worth the effort. I'll talk more about this on my comeback stream today at 5 p.m. CEST. Thank you all so much for your support in all of this. Thank you for making me realize that this isn't hopeless. Thank you for sharing your stories and telling me how much my content has helped you. Huge shout out to all the creators who have my back.
Bro, like everybody hates this bitch.
And everyone in the community who has donated to me via super thanks, Ko-Fi, or by becoming a member. Make sure to join my Discord, link to which is in the description. Thank you all again, and I hope I see you soon. Bye-bye.
If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen because it's not going to stop. We're going to keep going.